Hello and welcome to another episode of the Classical Republican. Today we're talking about promoting the mixed regime. However, I also want to introduce some of the videos I'm going to be making that are part of a series of promoting the mixed regime. I'll be talking about the New Hampshire Executive Council. I'll be talking about international organizations, municipal bicameralism, federalism, and tricameralism. Let's talk a little bit about bicameralism. Aristotle introduces bicameralism in his Politics. He talks about the vuli, the council, and the ecclesia, which is the assembly. So you have a small, the vuli was a few hundred, while the ecclesia was several to tens of thousands of citizens. In the Middle Ages, that continued in northern Italian city-states, where you would have a senate or some type of council, which would be relatively small. The Venetian council, or the Venetian Senate, was actually about 300. And then you would also have a Grand Council, which would be much larger than the Senate or the other council. This Grand Council in Venice would be about 1,000 to 3,000, depending on which time period you're talking about. Venice had a very, very complex mixed regime, and I'll go into that in another video. James Harrington also promoted bicameralism on the national level as well as the municipal level. Remember, he talks about the cake. One cuts the piece of cake and the other chooses. Bicameralism came and went in the UK. The House of Lords has been relegated to an advisory board in the 21st century. But they had a good run for many centuries. In the U.S., all states but Nebraska have two legislative chambers. And I did a video on Nebraska, ridiculing them for their poor choices. You can watch that and like it too. New Hampshire and Massachusetts have executive councils that work with the governor and also provide a check in some way. All 50 states have other various independent councils, boards, and commissions, and I would include that as a mixed regime. They're responsible for specific things like education, prisons, hunting, redistricting, and so on. There are different ways to select them. You could have a governor nominate and a legislature confirm. You can have legislative officers choose and the legislature confirms. You can have parties nominate and the governor chooses, or you can just have it be an election and the majority decides. So we still live in a mixed regime on many levels, and we should continue to promote that. We should oppose everything being one way or the other. If you have one thing, like everything being an election or everything being a top-down appointment, etc. As a classical Republican, we must promote the mixed regime at all levels, national, state, and municipal. Long live the Republic.